We're back, and it's actually warming up a little bit. I don't know if you could tell yesterday, but it was miserable. Anyway, I think I'm getting a sore throat, too. So I've got soup, and I'm staying home from the gym today. Anyway, so we're going to work on the Off Leash Recall. I want you to understand we're doing a lot of different things with the dogs when they're here for training. I mean, that's kind of why you've got to leave them. But, you know, now we've already done the formal training, but now what we want to work on is make sure they understand when they're running around that we can make them come. Make being the key word. Again, I'm looking for the right angle of the body. Dog, good boy. Wonderful, wonderful. Remember, I'm not expecting anything else at this point. I'm not going to start making the dog sit. I'm not going to start having a bunch of demands. The other thing that I'm looking for, one was the turn. You saw how I got a real nice turn. So the other thing I'm looking for is, no. I want the dog accelerating when it's coming towards me. I don't want it coming just as slow as it possibly can, and that's why I don't want you, you know, in the beginning you don't want to have all these demands. You don't want the dog thinking to itself, as soon as I get there, they're going to want this and this and this and this. Kona. Good boy. Good. No. Well, you scared yourself. Kona. So that's what you're thinking to yourself. You're working on getting the dog to turn. We're only using the name, you guys, and if you will just follow that rule, you'll be a lot happier. You know, using a command like come or something, one, isn't realistic, but two, you know, that to me would only work if you only had one dog, and then it would think that's what its name was, if that's what you did. All right, so you see Mojo's got the stick over there. If I can get him moving away, this would be Mojo! Mojo! Wonderful! Wonderful! Again, I'm not punishing him. Good. Good. But if he had something that I didn't want him to have, that's how I would get him away from you guys. I wouldn't start gimme, gimme, gimme. No, no, no. Nothing like that. You know, and I'm only calling them what... No. Their back is turned. I'm letting them... Oh, don't you dare. You know, I'm letting them know it's not... Mojo! Good. So you saw what happened there. I mean, the best way I could describe that is the collar slung him around. You know, and that's what you want. That's the muscle memory. That's the physical response that we're looking for. You know, I'm not going to sit around being disappointed if the dog doesn't, you know, do what I want. Kai, good. And you see the same thing. Even in that short distance, the dog was accelerating towards me. You know, so you're doing that by using the nick at a distance in conjunction with the commands and using the treats, of course, too. All right. Mojo, good. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm making a mental note to myself. The next time I will use the nick with this one. I'm going to try to wait till he's farther away because that wasn't fast enough. You saw he only came at a trot. Kona, even at that short distance, I want them running to me because that's the behavior. I want the behavior move in my direction. I don't want to do a lot of nicks close up. I can't stress that, you guys. If Mojo would go way down there, what I would probably do would be turn it up to 100, pop, 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 rather than do a bunch of little small nicks in a very close vicinity to me. That wouldn't be as effective. The farther away they are, the higher we want the nick to be. We don't want a lot of nicks so that a dog that was far away would look at you and say, you know, she lives in the middle of Nickville. Does that make sense, you guys? You know, at this point we're using the nick to drive the dog towards us. So, you know, it's better to be done at varying distances and as far away as possible. If we're always doing it, you know, you know, say you were trying to always just train on the leash, you would be so limited by distance that you would just be limiting yourself. Kai, wonderful, wonderful. So you see how even if it was just a very little bit, he did accelerate. All right, I got the other one. Okay, no. So if I didn't call him, I just ignore him. No, because this is a very demanding little dog here. So he'll demand that you Alright, so I might have to intervene on this right here with the nick. Yeah, George, DOG doesn't always play well with others. I've had to get on to him a little bit. He was growling at the puppies. Let me see if we can get him far away. DOG! Good boy. DOG, good. And I'm going to tell you what my problem was right there, George. My nick was set too low. So what I did was turn it up, and you saw when I went tap, tap, he whirled around and spit the thing out. So, handler error. You guys know I always say the robot can train him better than us, which I'm sure the clicker people say, oh, she just doesn't have any emotion. Oh, none. I'm very cold. You know, but that's what you've got to think of if we're going to view the dog from the behaviorist viewpoint. Now I'm looking for my opportunity here with Mojo, if he can get... So I'm getting ready. And wintertime is a great time to train you guys because you can have the remote in my pocket. DOG! Good boy. Wonderful. George, you see how it makes him pull this, and you are a good boy. Oh, he's a big one, though. You see what he did right there, though? He pushed that other one away with his nose. All right, I'm going to see if I can spin that little one around. Mojo! Good boy! Good boy. Very good boy. So remember, I'm not going to demand anything. The worst possible thing I could do would be set the dog up for failure, to call it over here, and then start demanding that it lay down. If you practice nothing, if our whole channel was about nothing but making dogs come, you know, when they were called. Kona! Wonderful. I bet we'd still get a lot of subscribers. Bye, you guys.